All right, guys. So I am here with Christine Quinn, congressional candidate, 13th Congressional District in Florida. And she's aware of the Summer Wells case, correct?
Yes.
So Summer Wells is missing. We all know she's been missing since June 15th, 2021. Where is Summer Wells? So I've been talking to Christine a little bit about Summer Wells. What's your take on Summer Wells in this situation?
Well, I've been following Jonathan, and so a lot of my information is just from you. And I think if Jonathan wasn't putting a light on it, nobody's going to put a light on it. And that's what, kind of irritates me, because I feel like we have taxation without representation. If it's someone like Jonathan is not up there putting the pressure on the police department, the sheriff's department, the FBI, why aren't the FBI involved? If they believe that this child has been kidnapped, I'm sure they have crossed over state lines. If they've crossed over state lines, then the FBI should be involved. And who is the other guy that used to always go looking for the missing children? Have you reached out to him?
That would be Dog the Bounty Hunter?
Yes, Dog the Bounty Hunter. Wasn't he down here with you, helping you?
Dog the Bounty Hunter was on the Brian Laundrie, Gabby Petito case, but he's not on the Summer Wells case.
Okay, see, so we need more people like Jonathan. And so a little plug for Jonathan, go support him. Because he does this all on his own time and his own money. And so he needs our support, because you know what? Our police department look at how cute she is. This is a cute, sweet, little, adorable little girl missing. Imagine if that was your daughter or your granddaughter or your best friend's daughter or granddaughter. And these people are crying out. They want help. They believe that she was kidnapped. Look at how easy it would be to kidnap this little girl. She's tiny. These sex traffickers have vans. They could easily pick her up, throw her into the van, and she just vanishes. And how many children vanish each year?
A lot. And you've talked about that. You said part of what you've been doing, well, if you're elected to Congress, is you're going to stop human trafficking and sex trafficking.
Well, that's a big word to say, stop. I mean, I don't think we're ever going to stop. What we have to do is give the tools and the financing and get people well trained. Our police department aren't well trained. They have some special units, but there's just not enough. And so what I would try to do is just get legislation passed to get an agency that can just focus on this, because it's so huge. It's a big problem. Remember we had the milk cartons, and we used to put missing children on the milk cartons? This is nothing new. This is something that's been going on forever. The thing is that now that we have social media, we have cable television, we have a lot more means that we could actually use to find these kids, and they know that we have to find them pretty darn quick. Because it's tragic what happens to these children. And there's so many rabbit holes we could go down. One of the big problems is that they're actually trying to kidnap children to take their organs. You guys, this is horrible. But human organs with human transplant, and then the doctors are just so eager to get these organs, they should be vetting the organ, believe it or not. Where did it come from? How did we get it? And they just kind of bypass that. If you need a heart, they take the heart. Where are they getting it from? This is another big problem. And no one's addressing this. Our federal elective candidates that are running don't address it at all. And those that we have elected simply just get so bogged down with so many other things that they just don't address it. But it's about 250,000 children go missing every year.
And
that's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people. And you were open-minded to the fact that Summer Wells could have been kidnapped, like the parents claim.
Right.
Law enforcement, we know that law enforcement has come forward and said no evidence of any kidnapping, but anything is still possible.
Right.
Did somebody snatch her? Did the parents do something? I mean,
right.
Your dealings, you being
or a
working
family
with
member.
Yeah, family member.
And they could cover for it. I mean, look what happened in the case that you guys were just on. It was a family member. And I believe they were covered for him. Gabby, we know Gabby was killed. We know it was the boyfriend. And the parents kind of get involved. So it can get very deep and spidered, And the problem is that the police departments just do not have the resources at all. They don't have special divisions just for that.
Is that why maybe up there in Tennessee with, the TBI is not really it's a state agency, but they don't have many people in their offices.
Right.
And the Hawkins County Sheriff, it's not a huge area.
There's not. But you know what? We have 631 federal agencies that we spend $3.4 trillion a year on. Many of these could be wiped out and changed. A lot of are antiquated. Why don't we go through those 631 agencies and wipe some of them out? And if we create a new one, Maybe we have create an agency that is going to go and help these kids that are being sex trafficked and abducted. They're missing. They're definitely missing. We need to have more resources and a task force looking for them. People like yourself.
Let me ask you something, Christine. Like, say Summer Wells wasn't kidnapped or didn't go over interstate lines. Do you think at what point, if at all, the FBI or federal agencies should get involved with the search for her to find her?
I don't even think it's a matter of should they get involved. I think they just can't get involved. It's overwhelming, the pressures that are on them. There's so many other cases, and then that's why it ends up falling in the state. You know, but the sheriffs could be out there looking for them, the police department. But you guys, every single day they're dealing with these things, every single day. And so it really is going to take a special unit or a special task force and special training to find out where are these kids. But in this particular case, she may have been killed, and they're covering for that. And you got to remember, the police department, they see these things all the time, so they may become a little numb. We think they're a little numb. They're not really, working really hard because they see it all the time. And they don't have any proof that there is foul play. They don't have any proof against the parents, right? They're kind of going by what their parents say, but they get into these situations, and so it's like, how many resources can we give to that? They're limited in staff, they're limited in resources, and so it's going to take citizens like you and I that care enough to do something. But if we could start a federal agency that actually is a task force just for our missing children, they are going to be able to weed out who is the guy that's doing the under tunnel work.
I don't know offhand.
There's
in reference to
sex trafficking. Remember, he was down on the border when we were down on the border.
I don't know offhand.
I can't remember his name, but it's like private citizens are starting to do that, right? Mm-hmm. Because our government is just not doing it. And I understand we're overburdened with so many things going on in our government just right now, with the mask mandates and the vaccines and everything else. Our sources become stretched. So here's an idea. Why don't we quit sending all of our money to other countries that want to kill us and keep that money into supporting our own families and protecting our own citizens, right?
And exactly. And I know that you care for the children. When Gabby Petito, her tragedy happened, you were down there in Northport, out there in support of her.
Right.
And you're from Florida, and that's not even your congressional district. You went out there just concerned. You said, wow, I'm going to be supporting the Petito family and all victims of domestic violence and crime. And
just what could I go down there to help those people? Because you know what? We're all human beings. We're suffering. We have feelings, and they're just, they just lost their daughter, right? And they did try to reach out when they were in Arizona and Utah, when they were going across the country. But it's just sad. It's a sad situation. And so you have to have empathy, and then you have to get in there and work. And thank you for all of the things that you're doing to draw the light on it. I mean, really, it takes people like you and Helena. And who is the other gal that was with you?
That would be Bullhorn Betty.
Yeah, Bullhorn Betty, yeah. It's going to take people like you, really. It's going to be citizens. The church needs to pull together. Where's the church? That's my big question. Where are the pastors? Where's the church groups? The local community out searching for this little girl? That's really, why aren't they doing it? I mean, they obviously know they don't have the resources. They don't have the police department. Okay, the church needs to step up. Seriously.
So in reference to Summer Wells' case, I know the parents, Don and Candace Wells, they're not seen actively out there looking for their own daughter. They go on YouTube, they make videos, they seem very nonchalant about it. They haven't really initiated any searches themselves. They don't go in front of the media on a daily basis holding pictures of Summer. What's your take on behaviors and on if somebody that does that?
Well, my personal take, and it's hard because I am running for office, and I don't want to get backlash if I say the wrong thing about this or that, because I don't have all of the evidence and I don't know the whole backstory. But just from a human being perspective, looking as an outsider looking in, if that was my daughter, I would be looking for her every single day, nonstop, crying, pleading, going to the police department. Where is she? Looking for every single lead, right?
Would you go to work?
No.
You would just.
I just think if
everything.
my daughter was abducted, I would be in the car. Wasn't it Adam? What's the other guy who was with the missing people? Adam, remember him?
Adam Walsh.
Walsh.
John Walsh.
John Walsh. John Walsh. Yes. I would be the John Walsh out there. I mean, you'd be nonstop looking for your
I think
child.
any parent that loved their child and was actually something happened to them, they would do that.
Oh, good.
But
Okay,
thank you for your time. I
Well,
appreciate
thank
You're
you,
awesome.
but-
This is Christine
Christine
Quinn.
Quinn.
She's running for Congress in
And-
the 13th Congressional District, Florida. She's not in the district of Summer Wells, but she's been following the case. We're going to find Summer Wells. Justice for Summer Wells. It's coming. Justice for Summer Wells is coming. Thank you.